How do you travel for free or as budget as humanly possible? I'm gonna tell you. I'm Ella J, I'm 20 years old. I've been to about 22 different countries so far, and I've been full-time traveling for a year and a half. That's wild. And a lot of these methods I discovered along the way as I was traveling, from talking to other travelers and through doing my own little research. Traveling is much more cost effective than renting, especially in places like Australia and America. If you do it right, it will cost you less. Isn't that wild? So first I'm gonna discuss with you a couple of methods, and then I'm gonna get into the big one that I always use, that other travelers always use. The very first method is staying with friends and family. Now, this is obviously not gonna be accessible to everyone, especially if you haven't traveled before or you don't have family overseas. You're not gonna have anyone to stay with. However, if you do happen to have family overseas, or if you've traveled for a while, you are bound to make friends, and you will have friends all over the world. Now that I've traveled for as long as I have friends all over Europe, some friends in the US. Number two is house sitting. So there's an app called Trusted House Sitters. I've personally never used it, but I've heard a lot of good things. Essentially, you can scroll through the different locations, the different houses, the different areas on the app. I believe you message the hosts and they will accept you, and then all you have to do is look after their house and you have a free place to stay. So it's a type of exchange. I believe the cost of the app is around $80 a year. Again, it's an investment. If you think about what you would spend in a hotel for one night, $80 is nothing to get weeks, days, months of free stay, or whatever it may come out to be. Another way you can actually travel for free is talk to the hostels that you stay at and network and build relationships. There is no harm in asking the staff or the manager of a hostel or a hotel, hey, do you need someone to film some content? Could I get a couple of nights stay in exchange for me making some content? Hey, do you need someone to help clean the rooms? If you give me a couple of nights stay, I would be happy to help you for a couple of days. This works especially well with hostels, probably not so much with hotels, but you'd be surprised how many people are willing. I've actually had managers of hostels ask me before I've even asked them, oh, hey, would you like to volunteer, or are you looking for a job? And you can actually get free accommodation that way. Okay, let's get into the best investment that I have ever made in my traveling experience, because I have been able to stay all over the world for free. I've booked more experiences in the future where I will stay for free, and that is volunteering. And it's a volunteer exchange. So there are a lot of volunteering experiences that you actually have to pay for. This is a volunteering exchange where you go to the host's house and you help out with a couple of hours of work each day, and in turn you get free accommodation and free food, which is majority of your travel costs. And the platform that I use, and is the best one that I've found so far, is called Worldpackers. So who is it for? Who can do it? Absolutely anyone. Anyone can do it. The only thing I'm unaware of is if you have kids. I'm not entirely sure how that would go down. But other than that, no matter where you're from, you can do a Worldpackers experience. You can travel to virtually any country. I've never had any problems finding an experience in one of the destinations that I intend on going to. Also, there are heaps of types of experiences, so I'm going to read them to you now. You've got NGO, eco-village, non-profit school, farm, community, permaculture project, hostel, inn, camping, guest house, homestay, holistic center. There is a huge variety of experiences depending on what you're interested in. So think about what your skill sets are, and then you can search and filter from there on the app, figure out what experience is well suited to you and something that you would personally enjoy and excel at. Okay, so what are the costs that are involved in this? To sign up for Worldpackers, it is a yearly payment, and they have multiple different packs. So I'm gonna go through all of the different packs that you can use and the benefits that they have, so you can decide. What I will say before I get into explaining all of the packs, signing up to a volunteer exchange app like this one is really, really good investment for travelers, and probably the best investment that I've ever made. And the reason is the subscription to this for a year will cost you a night or two in a hotel. And in turn, you can find experiences where you get free stay and free food for a month, 2 months. So it's a really, really great investment. Okay, so let's go through all of the different plans that you can choose on Worldpackers. All of the costs are gonna be in US dollars, but also keep in mind, I have a discount code because we're affiliated. It's not sponsored. but we are affiliated. So if you want 10% off on any of these, you can deduct that 10%. And this is my discount code that I'm going to put on the screen. The first solo trip plan is $50 for the entire year. You get $50 as an emergency refund in case anything were to go awry. And the next upgrade from that is the solo pack. That's $100 a year. You get 200 US insurance, again, in case anything goes wrong. You get video lessons for planning and budgeting in their academy section on the website. Also get a bunch of other benefits and discounts for things like SIM cards, Babbel, which is a language learning app. Get cash back on booking.com, a whole bunch of other benefits that are included. You've got trips for couples or friends. So if you wanted to do it with another person, these are your plans. Let's get into it. The first one is the couples trip plan, which is the same as a solo plan, except you get it with a friend and it's US $60. Same thing goes, you get $50 of insurance in case of any emergencies. You can invite and connect your account so you can apply for things together. Upgrade for the couples is the couples and friends pack as opposed to the trips pack. It's $120 US. You get $200 insurance in case of emergency. You can get any emergency accommodation. Also get the lessons in the academy for planning and budgeting. Lessons on how to make traveling a lifestyle, which are also available in their academy. Same as the upgraded solo pack. In the couples upgraded pack, you get cash back on booking.com, discounts on Babbel. So those are all the packs and the prices that you can expect to pay. When I first signed up, on first glance, it seems like a lot of money. You might be kind of wary. Now that I've signed up and I've done experiences, easily the best investment that I've ever made. No regrets. So you sign up and you're setting up your profile and you want to match with hosts and get experiences, which isn't hard, by the way. I'm going to take you through my profile and show you how you can maximize your own profile. I'm being completely honest. Some of the things that you're meant to do, I don't have in my profile. If you look, my profile strength is like above average. You have a little medal though. Stop it. Add the languages that you speak. What languages are you fluent in or intermediate in? You can also add your skill sets. On my profile, I've got childcare, cleaning, because I did it professionally for a while. It's not my favorite thing in the world, but I've got skills in that area. And then social media, obviously. And then I've got video making. And then you've got an entire section to write about me. Why would a host want to accept you to their experience? Talk about where you were raised, your family, things like that. And then background. I just talk about my travel experience and all the skills that I learned throughout my travel experience. And I go in depth, as much information as possible. Then the last section, you've got places you've been and you've got the opportunity to add a bunch of photos. Add photos of yourself. The host can see what you look like, what your vibe is. Flesh out your profile as much as possible. Give as much information. Let's talk about how to message hosts. The first thing you want to consider is you don't want to write something short. You want to write something fairly lengthy. Not so long that the host is going to pass out mid-reading it. The second thing to think about is to be personalized and customized to the host. Don't go around copy and pasting. Trust me, I tried it. It's not the best look. The host wants to know why you want to do that experience, right? Pick out points in the experience listing that you align with or you relate to. For example, when I see listings that say, oh, we're a vegetarian-based yoga center, I go, hello, I'm vegetarian. Third thing, talk a little bit about yourself in the profile and why you would be a good fit. Why would you be well suited? For example, if I'm applying to be a party promoter, I might say, well, I'm very enthusiastic, I'm very bubbly, I'm very sociable. In that way, I'm much more aligned and well suited. In general, don't overthink the messaging of the hosts. I haven't really found much of a problem. I want to talk about the other benefits of volunteer experiences other than just cutting back costs and saving money, getting free food, getting free accommodation. Number one is that it is an incredible experience. This is why on my TikTok I yabber on so much about have a Worldpackers experience, because it is an experience. It might be a cultural experience and you might learn about languages and other experiences. I learn about my mind, my health, my well-being. It's something that will enrich your life and help you expand your perspective and learn more. The second thing is that you make so many friends. I have friends from these experiences that I still talk to this day and that I still see on a regular basis. Another awesome benefit is the safety. Number one, they have insurance, especially if you get the pack plans, which I recommend. If the worst case scenario happens, all the hosts are vetted by Worldpackers, actually looked at before they can just make an account and start hosting experience. You can read all the reviews of the people that have been on that experience before, see what it was actually like, so you know what you're getting yourself into. Or if there aren't any reviews, or if you still have questions that you don't quite have answered, you can actually message the people that have been on that experience before and ask them personally how they felt about it and how they liked the experience, which is a fantastic feature. I've had a lot of people message me and go, hey, like, did you enjoy this? How far away is it from here? Yada, yada, yada. I answer, and then they can decide whether they want to go on the experience or not. The safety precautions that are in place, I think, are fantastic. Benefit is that normally you get add-ons in the experience, right? So if you're working at a yoga center, you're going to get yoga classes and you're going to get them included. You might also get access to vehicles, to modes of transport. You might get access to parties. You might get free drinks. A lot of those things are included depending on the experience that you go to. So those are all the extra benefits of doing volunteer experiences focused on Worldpackers. Let's talk about a couple notes. The very first one is that obviously flights aren't included. The host can't cover your flights. It's an exchange, so you're helping them because they're struggling to find workers, or they need help, or they don't have enough money to pay workers, and in turn you're getting free accommodation and free food, but flights are not included. However, you do sign up in July, can win a flight valued up to $500 US, so something to take into consideration. Another thing to note, there will be places that you will need visas based on how long you're planning on staying, and this is something that you need to figure out at the border, like before you even enter. I hope this video was helpful. I really want travel to be more accessible to more people. I hope this helped. If you have any questions, please leave them down in the description. I'd be happy to answer them. Good luck on your travels.